just east of the Rose Quarter and a beautiful portion of Columbia Gorge. That's where a lot of our city is. I was at a house party hosted by a friend, one of 189 we've done so far. And I was talking to somebody, I was making a little joke. I said I try not to leave the country because I'm worried it would open my mind. But occasionally I make it to Gresham. And a woman said, oh, I had to go to Gresham. I had to go out there. I had to go out to Walmart on 82nd Avenue. That's important. Very much important. In fact, well over a quarter of our city is east of that Walmart. I appreciate this forum in part because even the call to the question is asking us how we might think about portions of the city we too often forget. I'm Jefferson Smith, and I'm running for mayor because this is my hometown, and I want to help get it working better for more people. I went to school here, I was born here, I went to school very near here, Beaumont and Grant. Gathered friends together to start a nonprofit here, was elected to the legislature here. I'm proud of what we accomplished. From water reform to schools legislation. The next mayor will play an outsized role in determining how we will face our 21st century challenges. We'll talk about some of these tonight. Who will we listen to first? Who is our base of support? What will be our first principles? How closely will we be advocating the public interest? On issues like major highways, coal, what set of tax rates at the appropriate level? We will be having to think about how to face those questions, but ultimately, the final thought I would offer is how we can get the city working better for the whole city. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. And Commissioner Hales, you'll have a chance to be open state. We'll start with the question, and you can begin with your statement and the answer. But the question will start with Jefferson, and it's one you've started to address, and that is, what is why are we the best choice for mayor? What is the absolute core characteristic or skill that you offer that your opponent might not? I'm asking you first, and then you'll follow with this.
If I were sitting in your pew, I'd be thinking about this race in a couple of dimensions. One dimension would be values and how we see the world. My family experiences Portland differently than many candidates for public office, but more similarly to more and more of our residents. That whereas where some of the differences are in this race, I recognize that my values and choices differ a bit from some of the financial power structure of our town, from some developer giveaways to a commitment to build the Thunder Crossing to a campaign-long commitment to equity. But I think that those values cleave very well to the best values of our city. The other is in terms of leadership. The dimension I'd be thinking about is how we think about leadership. And I have a lot of respect for the candidate in this race and very much appreciate his public service. I think the 21st century challenges will require 21st century thinking. I think we are going to have to move some in the past 20 years of a chief of staff, mayor followed by a police chief followed by a chief of staff, for making decisions where too often it felt like they were being made behind the curtain, and when people were convened to discuss them, they were guessing at the decision that was probably already made. And I've seen that happen from things I disagree with, like Thunder Crossing, to things I agree with, like fluoridating our water. That I think a commitment to democracy and engaging more people in the process and recognizing our distinctive strength is less hardware, is not our port, is not our roads, is not our streetcar and light rail, but our greatest strength is our people, and we need to empower those people. That engaging people in the process, organizing our community, that is something that I, for all my weaknesses, mistakes, and flaws, have the capacity and inclination to do very, very well.
All right, Commissioner Hales, a brief opening statement from you, and then your answer to the question, your absolute core character or quality that you have that maybe important does not possess.
Great. Well, Dave, Pastor, and members of the congregation and neighbors, thanks for doing this. This is an important public service and community gathering. I was tantalized by that vision of Portland, I think, that we saw in that video. Yes, it's showing off our crown jewels, but not all of our neighborhoods. And I came here as a young guy in an old car from the East Coast, not to retire, like they say in Portlandia. That's not why young people come here. But because of this vision of a real city with great neighborhoods, great public schools, and opportunity, surrounded by real farmland and real forest and wilderness not far away. And that vision, I think we share as a city, and we have a lot of work to do to make it real. Some of you may know my history. I got involved first in civic life as a neighborhood activist and volunteer, and I think you can tell a lot about somebody by what they do with their volunteer time. And I got involved in my neighborhood association, became a board member, missed a meeting, and became president. That's how it works in the church. And also been involved in some great nonprofits in Portland like Coast and Reach that work to build affordable housing. And lately, the Parks Foundation and Friends of Trees has planted a lot of trees in this neighborhood. And I think that hands-on civic life of Portland is one of our greatest strengths, the willingness of people to work together in nonprofits and churches and partnerships to make this a better city. I did have the honor of serving you for 10 years as a city commissioner. Got a lot done. Improved our park system, built new community centers, fixed up parks all over the city, helped build a great transportation system. In the last 10 years, I've been out in the business world, helping other cities follow our lead to become transportation cities like Portland. So I bring that combination of civic life, business experience, and hands-on leadership in our weird form of government that we have here in Portland. I really look forward to tonight's discussion. Thank you for bringing us here, talking about the issues, and giving you all a chance to make what's really an important choice here in the next 40 days.
Thank you, sir.